Welcome back. So this is a birthday haul. It was my birthday this past Monday and I decided to treat myself while I was on vacation for the week to do a little book shopping, and I picked up a couple books for myself. I went to a thrift store which is called Savers, kind of in the neighborhood, and also to a half-price bookstore, and so what I got was relatively inexpensive. The first 3 books that I picked up at the thrift store were only 99 cents a piece because they were having a half-price sale, so bonus me. These are all sort of like in the classic genre, with the one exception of a children's book, because, you know, when you're getting a year older, you kind of want to feel a little bit like a kid again. But I'm kind of veering away from like all this YA stuff. I haven't really read a lot of that in the past almost year and a half now. In fact, I got rid of like 2 bags full of books that I've either finished reading or have no desire to read whatsoever, and I sold those off and got a little bit of bonus money from it. And also, when I was at the half-price books, I had a 15% off coupon, so another good reason to go there at the time. So anyway, starting with the thrift books, you might have seen this already on a Friday Reads video. It's The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. This is an abridged version, and it's told by Martin Woodside. It's in mint condition. Picked it up, like I said, for 99 cents. Has some really lovely illustrations throughout the book, and the cover as well. Really just delightful book. I've actually read this and then realized it was an abridged version. Somehow missed the part where it says retold. But I am still listening to the audio version, which is an unabridged version of it. So I'll talk more of this in my September wrap-up. I picked up De Profundis by Oscar Wilde. I've already read The Importance of Being Earnest and The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I really loved, and I've never read any of their Wilde, so I came across this thin little volume and decided to pick it up. It says it's a classic of gay literature. It's a love letter that he wrote while he was imprisoned for hard labor for homosexual offenses, and he wrote it to his friend and lover, Lord Alfred Douglas. And I started reading a little bit of the first, chapter or so, and I just kind of really started getting into it, and was curious to read more about that time in his life. It says it's explodes the conventional traditional love letter and offers a scathing indictment of Douglas's behavior, a mournful elegy for Wilde's own lost greatness, and an impassioned plea for reconciliation. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading something, like I said, else by Oscar Wilde. And then I came across this volume, which I keep saying all over the place on BookTube. It's Don DeLillo's White Noise, and this was published back in the 80s. One of his most well-known books, winner of the National Book Award. I've seen a couple reviews on it, and even after all that, I still don't quite understand what the book's about. So I want to delve into it and find out more about it myself. I'll go ahead and just read the synopsis. It sounds really kind of a bizarre combination of topics, but Jack Gladney teaches Hitler studies at a liberal arts college in Middle America, where his colleagues include New York expatriates who want to immerse themselves in American magic and dread. Jack and his 4th wife, Babette, bound by their love, fear of death, and 4 ultramodern offspring, navigate the usual rocky passages of family life to the background babble of brand-name consumerism. Then a lethal black chemical cloud floats over their lives, an airborne toxic event, unleashed by an industrial accident. The menacing cloud is a more urgent and visible version of the white noise engulfing the Gladney family: radio transmissions, sirens, microwaves, ultrasonic appliances, and TV murmurings, pulsing with life yet suggesting something ominous. So literally the second part of this book, which is split into 3 parts, is this apparently airborne toxic event, also the name of a band, and a very good band. But I'm curious to see how that all works into it, and I just want to find out more about this book. The only way I'm going to really understand it is to truly read it myself, and like I said, I wanted to read something by this author anyway, so here's a perfect chance. Moving on to the books I got at Half Price Books. I picked up a couple books by Franz Kafka. I already have The Metamorphosis, which I have yet to read. Picked it up a short time ago. I was really looking for The Trial because I'd heard a lot about this one in the past, and it's about a character named Joseph K. Interestingly enough, the main character in this one is just referred to as K as well, so I'm not sure how that all ties together, but it's about a respectable bank officer. He's accused of a crime that he has to defend himself about, but he doesn't even know what he's accused of. It says it deals with the excesses of modern bureaucracy, wedded to the madness of totalitarianism. It's a bit of a nightmare. It sounds really intriguing. I wanted to find out more about it. I've heard it referenced in other books and things like that, but never knew the details of it, so now's my chance. And it says this edition is based upon the work of an international team of experts who have restored the text, the sequence of chapters, and their division to create a version that is as close as possible to the way the author left it. So I don't know in terms of the sequence of chapters, how it would have gotten all jumbled around. But anyway, I found this version, so we'll try that one. And the other one is The Castle. I never really heard anything about this one. This is one of the Penguin Modern Classic Edition. And it's the story of Kay, the unwanted land surveyor who is never to be admitted to the castle nor accepted in the village and yet cannot go home. That right away kind of intrigued me. Why can't he go home? As he experiences certainty and doubt, hope and fear, and reason and nonsense, Kay struggles in the absurd labyrinthine world where he finds himself seem to reveal an inexplicable truth about the nature of existence. And this was actually apparently published after his death. Well, not published after his death. This was never quite finished, so that always intrigues me, how the book will end, or, you know, will it just stop dead, or has someone else picked up the storyline. But curious to see what that's all about. And then I picked up a whale of a book here. Pun intended. It's Moby Dick, or The Whale, and Herman Melville is the author. Big chunker. Always kind of wanted to read this. I hear a lot of people saying, oh my god, they couldn't get their way through it, whatever. I want to try it. I want to read it. This particular edition is rather nice too. It has some lovely illustrations throughout, sort of these wood block printings. But a really nice edition. It's a bit beat up, but I don't really care. I don't anticipate getting through this until possibly sometime next year, but yeah, there's that. And then this particular book, I had no intention on buying. I just happened to see the spine of it, read the title, and thought that sounds intriguing. And the more I read about it, the more I wanted to pick it up. It is called A Strange Manuscript Found in a Copper Cylinder by James DeMille. This is apparently written by a Canadian academic. He lived from 1833 to 1880, and the book was published in 8 years after his death. And when I read the back of it, this is why, you'll find out why I wanted to read it. It says, 4 sailors discover a copper cylinder containing a manuscript written by the adventurer Adam Moore, who was shipwrecked in the southern hemisphere. They read its contents out to one another, and the incredible story unfolds of his journey to a lost world which survives at the foot of a volcano. This strange utopian society in which humans coexist with prehistoric animals is the antithesis of Victorian England, as poverty is preferred to wealth and darkness to light. So when I saw that about, you know, humans coexisting with prehistoric animals, right away I was hooked, wanted to try it out. And like I said, it's a fairly thin little book. If anybody's heard of this before or has read it, let me know down below, or if anything by that particular author. So just surprise find, decided to give it a shot. And the book I actually went looking for and was surprised to find a box set of it. And again, I got it at half price, and I had a 15% off coupon for my entire purchase, so major buy. Was the box set of The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Beautiful edition. This, I mean, it looks like it wasn't even read. And they have the movie cover, one set of the movie covers anyway. I've seen a couple different ones. And again, the books look like they are brand new. I've already started reading The Fellowship of the Ring, and I'm on page, I think it's 116. I'm reading this as part of the read-along hosted by a Stripped Cover Lit. And also Steve Donahue on his channel is discussing the book a lot as well, and just maybe wanted to pick up the books and read them. So I'm kind of catching up, because I think by the end of next week they will have finished The Fellowship. So I've got a ways to go to catch up. But yeah, that's it. That's my birthday book haul with that batch of books. Let me know if you guys have read any of these before. Anything by Don DeLillo, Kafka, or like that one author, James DeMille, or what was his name? Yes, James DeMille. If you ever heard of him before. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. See you guys later. Bye-bye.